Rell Seas, when is this game of ours going to be releasing? So previously we talked about the combat of Rell Seas and why it's exciting. Today we're gonna talk about the release date and when this awesome game is gonna be releasing. Alright, so let's first start on their Discord, which is obviously where we're gonna be getting a lot of the information and also the most legit information ever. Alright, so the actual update, which I already covered in a previous video before, is that they've already started testing, or not really testing, but rather they've just started really working on stuff now. And when I mean working on stuff, they've already worked on stuff, but now they're basically testing and working on fixing bugs and polishing the game for release. So we began early wave 1 testing January 25. So they began the first wave of testing January 25, and there's going to be 3 waves of testing. So after the first wave of testing is done, there's going to be 2 other waves, and the third wave is potentially going to be where most of the people are going to be able to play. So right here, wave 1 is the current wave, which is, you know, them testing the game, fixing stuff, fixing bugs and stuff like that, you know, testing the game, blah 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 blah. Wave 2 is going to be probably soon. I reckon wave 2 could happen sometime around April or May, maybe even June. And then wave 3 is going to be OC, or everyone. Now wave 3 is going to be when it officially releases, which is most likely going to be sometime around Q3 of 2025. Q3 is basically around July, I believe. July, August, September. Q4 is October, November, December. So around Q3 or quarter 4 is when wave 3 is potentially going to be happening. So yeah, that's pretty much when the release date is most likely going to be. Release date is going to be around the Q3, so most likely if it's not going to be July, it's probably going to be around August. However, there's also a huge chance that they're going to take their sweet time with wave 2 and then, you know, delay this update for a December, or sorry, this release for a December release. And the reason why is if they're going to be releasing this game on an October, or on the September or in August, there's not going to be that much people playing it because most people are on school. There's not that many events that people can try. There's not many holidays that people can, you know, really spend time to play Rell Seas. So if they're going to release their game before a huge holiday, they're not going to be getting as much players. So even though they might be done with testing and all that stuff by around July or August, most likely they're going to be releasing this on a time frame where there can be a lot of people who can play it. I was really expecting a release date of April or May or June, which is when most people are going to be out of classes, especially here in the Philippines. However, I don't think that's going to be happening, specifically because it's already March and they're still on wave 1 of testing and they haven't really fixed a lot of stuff yet. One thing that I really want to mention though is that each of these testing is taking a long time because the game is a very big game. Obviously, Rell Seas is a very big game and they're taking their sweet time with testing because of how big and huge the game is. I'm not going to use that M word, the massive word. Yeah, I think the reason why they're taking so long is because, you know, they're really trying to fix and polish this game, which is really, it is a big game. There's a lot of mechanics, and I think them taking a lot of time with testing does make sense. So I think at the very latest, this game could be releasing on December because that's where a lot of people could play it. And, you know, you have December, which is Christmas. You have New Year, which is, you know, obviously New Year. And there's a lot of time where people can be playing Rell Seas instead of if they release it in August. Even if, you know, they're already done in August, even if they release it in August, there's not going to be as many people playing. So I think at the very latest, this will be releasing around December. And this is my last thing. If this game still does not release in 2025, this game might never be releasing. I've seen people talk about how Rell Seas will never release because of how long it takes them to actually work on the game. But the game is very big, okay? It's a very ambitious game on Roblox, and them taking so long to release it does kind of make sense in some ways. So yeah, we're gonna see if it releases this year, and hopefully it does, because a lot of people are starting to lose hype for Rell Seas already. But I still am hyped for it, so let's see.